An Arc System Works production. In 2015, we would have the arrival of a game with great ambitions, a game that would keep alive the standards for fighting titles regardless of the platform they run on. This is Dragon Ball Z Extreme Butoden. Finally, Extreme Butoden is here. Today I wanted to take a look at it, and it is definitely very interesting. If we reach a goal of 80 likes, I promise to bring you reviews of more games of this kind if it is of your interest. Without further ado, let's get started. I think the best way to start this review is by giving a little context of what this game means for the Butoden saga started in 1993 on the Super Nintendo with Dragon Ball Z Super Butoden. Game initially developed by TOS and distributed by our friends at Bandai Namco, of course. This first game was partly developed thanks to the great popularity of Street Fighter II, as a reimagination of the combat system but with popular Dragon Ball characters. This was a commercial hit, achieving more than 1.3 million copies sold in Japan only. And why do I tell you this? Because with the great history in the fighting genre for Arc System Works, the Butoden saga is very well remembered as a synonym of quality, as a standard for fighting games. By the way, let me know in the comments if you would like us to make a video reviewing the entire journey of the Butoden saga. This is a game for the Nintendo 3DS platform. Being a portable game, its limitations are pretty notable, but that did not prevent it from being a title with a lot of personality, having a very astounding soundtrack and a game system to remember. Extreme Butoden has a main story game mode where you fight the iconic canon battles of the series in a very direct format, which sins a little because of its simplicity. They give you a little introduction, a couple of dialogues, and they give you the fight. The combat system, as expected, prioritizes the personalized exploration of the combos, allowing us to make very unique combinations with each character. The gameplay is developed around simple controls, but with the possibility of combination usual of Arc System games: the light hit, hard hit, key blast, dash, key charge, and a button to combine special attacks. There is also the possibility of changing character in the middle of the fight and making assist attacks. There already existed the sparking, the perfect guards, the ultimates that must be pulled off with combos but not with specific commands, all in a game rhythm that I'm sure more than one already recognize. In kinesthetic terms, this is one of the best fighting games that I have played portably, for its precision in the timing of the attacks, for its faithful representation of the techniques and movements of each character, not to mention the incredible combination of a simple combat system, but one that can be developed to be deep and without limitations. I'm also glad that they included the beam struggle mechanic. Both waves collided and the winner had to be defined by pressing the attack button repeatedly, as in many other games that have this element. Leaving aside how polished and well worked the game is in its fighting section, this has a very poor story development. One thing is that there are only dialogues without any in-game cinematics, and hey, I'm not going to complain. With the technical limitations they had, it was to be expected. But another thing is that there is only a background image together with the dialogues appearing episodically. They are asking you to imagine what the words describe, and to be honest, it felt a little out of place when it was so evident through the missions. The dialogues are not even dubbed, and we don't have any other illustrations or graphics to help with the contextualization. In addition, many important fights were omitted, leaving them only in a brief narrative, such as Goku against Cell or Majin Vegeta against Majin Buu. By completing the Z story mode with the missions occupying the most relevant arcs from Dragon Ball Z, you unlock other stories for the same game mode, such as different chapters, although this only offers replaying fights already started, but this time with different assistants or maybe another additional companion. This time they would add fights that could be skipped in Story C. Although in technical value the game has an aesthetic proposal that admits to the more traditional arcade fighting games, I feel that for a Nintendo 3DS game they could could have opted for a most eye-catchy graphics section, with the same 2D style but with character models less pixel art, something that bridges between the traditional and the modern. That may hold a lot of people back, but the game doesn't look bad at all. The difficulty of the CPU could be a little better, being a bit more intense challenge, but it also didn't incentivize you to learn new combinations to beat it. The more the levels rise, the CPU is a little more competent, but it still very rarely will be able to beat you. Less in fights where they put you 3 against 1. Poor CPU. With a list of playable characters of only 25, it seems to me a little bit of a wasted potential if we take into account that a very positive point of the game is the inclusion of characters who could make support attacks that were pretty unique. For example, the presenter of the martial arts tournament, Oolong, Puar, and even Bulma. Also, super characters like Beerus and the transformation of Super Saiyan Blue are already included. The adventure mode offers a displacement through sections where we can find enemies and allies. In each square we may have to fight a combat, or it may just be pick up an object. This is the way in which you unlock the majority of C assists, that they would become these unique supporting characters that we mentioned above. The adventure mode, beyond offering a different game format, it is just a way of doing things with more freedom than in the story mode. They let you use the characters you want in each fight. Dragon Ball Z Extreme Butoden delivers in a very strong way what it wants to transmit. A fighting game made with ambition and which rarely would be complained for failures in the gameplay structure. I know that this wasn't the first delivery of the saga, and in this way it's difficult to know if this was an evolution or an involution on the part of the development team. But don't have any doubt that I'll be glad to do a complete analysis of the other deliveries. And yes, you are in for the ride.
Are you okay?
Guys, as always, I leave you the option to leave me your thoughts and experiences with this game in the comments in case you have played it before. If you could leave your like and share this video so that other people who may be interested in the topic can see it, that would be fantastic. That was all for today, and I'll be watching you in the next video. Take care and see ya.